Hey everyone, welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of It's Pittsfield Tonight. Really excited to finally get the full season underway. I know many of you probably saw the pilot I put out last week. Special guests were Yuki Cohen, Jeff Mannion, and Lindsay Ann as a musical performer. It was a great way to get into it. We just jumped into it, and I listened to feedback from what all of you had to say. And it was great, had a lot of fun. So really excited to get this season started. You know, the past year has been a crazy year. 2022 was as crazy as the year before it. And we've seen all sorts of things happening. You know, we've seen fuel costs going through the roof, rents going through the roof, mortgages going through the roof, taxes going through the roof. Inflation has affected everything, especially food costs. You know, I noticed just the other day, you know, and I'm sure most of you have, the price of eggs. So I've heard that this year, Pittsfield is going to be hosting its first annual Easter potato hunt. It won't be the traditional eggs, a little bit bigger, but they'll still be fun for the kids, and we'll keep it in true Irish fashion. Also, you know, with social media, there's a lot of things floating around. That's how most of us get a lot of our information. Seems like 80% of it's true, 20% of it comes from we don't know where. But I did hear, and this is a good one, that the city council will be meeting to discuss removing all the U-turns from Pittsfield. But don't worry, they're going to replace them with tiny little rotaries, and no problems there. If you don't want to use them, you'll be able to drive right over the top of them. But I appreciate all the input I do get from all of you, and I try to answer every comment, every message that comes my way. It's difficult at times, but I have a few here, and I'm going to try to make a habit of doing this at the beginning of every show. Some of them are good. I picked out a few here. MR writes, maybe the city can hire the employee who salts the fries at McDonald's to do the roads. I thought that was pretty good. This was one that caught my attention right away. M writes, why don't you ever respond to comments? I messaged you that I was moving to your community and asked you to help me find a house. Never heard back from you, you loser. Very disappointed. Well, M, I hate to tell you this, but I failed my real estate license test twice. So maybe next year we'll get to it. This one is, SV writes, I prefer the haircut you had over the summer. I've attached a screenshot of the picture you posted. Lee, can you put that up on the screen for me? That was pretty good. I'll remember that next time I go get my hair done. This one, And AW writes, I would really enjoy your forum if you didn't repeat yourself so much. I'll definitely take that into consideration for sure. And our final comment for the night, AW writes, I would really enjoy your forum if you didn't repeat yourself so much. So we've got a great show planned for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Special guests Amy Marshall, Edward Pelkey, and a musical performance from Uncle Stosh, Stan Perzanowski. It's going to be a lot of fun. So a quick word from one of our local sponsors, and we're going to get right into it. Designer Consigner in Pittsfield, Massachusetts is an upscale consignment shop with pre-loved and new contemporary fashions for guys, gals, and kids sizes 2 and up. Come visit us today at 5 Cheshire Road in the Allendale Underground. Follow us on Facebook or contact us at 413-344-4048. All right, welcome back. My next guest has a bachelor's in organizational management from Ashford University and a master's in sports and health sciences from the American Public University. She's been teaching all modalities of group exercise and has been a personal trainer for over 34 years. When not training, she owns her own fitness studio, Berkshire Fitness and Wellness, located in downtown Pittsfield, Mass. Please welcome Amy Marshall to the show. Amy, good to see you.
You too, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for doing this.
Great to be here.
So, I'm assuming you've been busy as usual.
Oh, we're slammed, especially after the new year.
And again, as I said in the intro, you own Berkshire Fitness and Wellness, located on North Street in Pittsfield.
Correct.
What's that like, owning a downtown Pittsfield business?
My business, it's been a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun. I don't see many issues. I think our business is very different than other businesses on North Street, where we are a destination, and the other shops are more of maybe a drop-in, pick something up. So I don't really see any issues.
Okay. What are the ups and downs of being downtown Pittsfield? You know, you hear from, especially online, you hear a lot of stuff from people all the time, whether it be parking, whether it be, you know, anything like that. Are there any ups and downs to that?
Well, we don't have any parking issues. We do have a very large parking lot on McKay Street, and there's 3-hour free parking on Depot Street. So that's been very helpful for our business. I think when the scooters first came out, that was a concern because we weren't sure when we opened up the door if we were going to be hit by one or not.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
No, that wouldn't be fun. And
could get you some new clients.
It could. Definitely. But now that the weather is a little different, we don't have that concern right now.
Okay. And do you do seasonally? Is it busier sometimes more than other, or are you pretty consistent year-round?
We are pretty consistent. You know, our members that are here in the Berkshires, they like to enjoy the summer months and hike and swim and bike and do all that fun stuff. And then the summer residents come in. And then the summer residents go home. And then the Berkshire people come back in. So it's constant, steady stream.
And how many clients do you service?
We have right about now approximately 165, 67 members.
That's pretty busy.
Yes, and to be a personal training client, you don't have to be a member. So we have quite a few of those as well.
Now, is it just you, or do you have a staff, or?
It is myself. I do have some independent contractors that are personal trainers, and I do have 6 additional fitness instructors that help out with all of our classes.
And what kind of, I know when I stopped by and saw you there before, it was really cool. You have like these different rooms.
Yes.
What are the different programs that you offer there?
Well, in one room, it's our aerobic room, and we offer 54 different style of classes. Then we have a full fitness center, including the cardio, free weights, machines. We have a multi-purpose room that includes spinning, TRX, more functional training equipment, more cardio equipment. And then in our newly acquired room, we have 6 Pilates reformers.
Wow. Okay.
That we can do Pilates classes.
What's the busiest thing, or do you have one class that's more popular than the others?
It all depends on the time of day.
Really?
Yes.
And is it more men or women, or?
I would like to say there's a mix.
Okay.
We have young teenagers, 14 years of age, all the way up to our oldest client who is 90.
That's awesome.
She's fantastic.
Now, what got you into this? Because I know you're a big fitness person. I mean, it seems to be a true passion for you. How did that all start for you?
Well, I was a runner in high school, and then I went to college on a scholarship, and I was injured while I was in college. They put me into aerobics to rehab, and then I caught the aerobics bug, and I was skipping practice to take aerobics, and I came home one weekend, and my mother enrolled me into a fitness certification.
And you just stuck with it since then?
And that was it. That was it.
Now, are you from this area originally?
I grew up in Hinsdale.
Okay, so you're a lifelong Berkshire person.
Yes, moved to Pittsfield about 22 years ago.
Okay, and have you always, your whole life, been in the area?
Yes.
And so I'm assuming you love living here, or like living here?
Love it. Love it. I love the seasons. Wouldn't change it.
Do you have one season you prefer over the others?
The fall.
Okay. Yeah, I'm an autumn person.
Yeah, love the fall. Love the fall.
It's beautiful. I mean, when we have a good foliage like we did this past year, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. So, what's a great way for people to get in touch with you, or the best way? I mean, do you normally do social media or a website, or
all of the above?
Okay.
So we do have Facebook, which is under my name and the business name, Berkshire Fitness and Wellness Center. You can also look at our website, which is bfwstudio.com. Or the phone number is 413-885-1633.
And do you do like introductory specials or things to get people into it?
We have free weeks, so you can come in and try out everything for a week unlimited. And we feel a week is pretty good because you really can't get a feel of a place with just one day. So come in for a week. We do offer membership specials at different times of the year, but we have everything from 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. We have punch cards, pretty much anything that will fit your style we have.
And is there a certain type of clientele, or people looking for a certain thing? Like I know tonight, before we met here, I stopped to get a case of water, Dasani, at the store. and there was a little bit of a line. And I'm standing there holding it, and after about 3 minutes, my arm started hurting.
So you need to come to Berkshire Fitness Wellness Center.
Man, maybe I should talk to Amy during the show tonight about doing some working
You
out.
could do some curls while you're standing in line. Yeah, that would help you.
So is there a certain type of clientele that you specialize in? Is it like, I know you mentioned earlier when we were talking physical rehab and that kind of stuff. Is there some, a certain type that you gear more towards, or is it?
That's a hard question to answer because everybody has different goals and things that they would like to achieve. So I train everything from athletes to people with MS, Parkinson's, cancer, and the Pilates machines are fantastic for rehab. We have clients that have replaced knees, hips, shoulders. So I work with a wide range of people.
Okay.
And we cater it to their goals and what their needs are.
Because a lot of people, when you think gym, especially, at least for myself and my friends and stuff, you think almost that a lot of people have that impression like you got to be in shape to get there because you don't want people to see,
Correct. Our place, I would say no. We are more of a studio.
Okay.
Even though we have everything that a gym typically has, I would like to say we are well-rounded and we have all walks of life, all shapes, sizes, ages, and everybody is so welcoming that we're like a little community within a community. So
is it more like when you go in rather than, like some traditional gyms, you just go in and you start doing your own thing. It seems like you're more geared towards everyone's working with a trainer or an instructor.
You do have free access. We do have free gym.
Okay.
So if the gym is your thing, you can come in anytime you want. And you're able to work out in the machines. You don't have to be with a trainer. You can go in and do your own thing.
Okay. And so in your personal time then, you can't be exercising all the time. What is it that you do? I know you've been very engaged in a lot of social things in the community. I've seen you involved in political things, all sorts of different things, different causes and charities. What's your passion, as a lifelong Berkshire person?
Well, I love being with my dogs.
Okay.
I do have to say, my dogs are my kids.
Yep.
So my free time, I like being with them as much as possible.
And how many kids do you have?
Well, right now I have 6. I have 4 cats and 2 dogs.
Okay.
Yeah. So
big dogs, small dogs?
They are mixes. They're pitty mixes. One is from the Caribbean, and the other was in a shelter here locally.
Okay, so they're rescues?
Yeah, they're both rescues.
Are you one of those people that we'll see out running with their dogs? Are they exercise dogs?
Well, one's from the Bahamas. It doesn't move too fast.
Okay.
But the other one, yes, has
very
run with me.
laid-back, chill dog.
Yes. But the other one will run, has quite a bit of energy.
You still do that? Are you still a runner, or?
On occasion. Not as much.
Okay. Any certain, like outdoor activities, any places that you prefer to hang out?
I like to hike.
Okay.
I like to go to the lake.
I'm a big state forest person. I love Berry
it is
Pond
nice
and
up
all
there.
that.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to cut to a word from one of our local sponsors.
Great.
And we'll be right back.
Pittsfield Rye Bakery and Specialty Breads, located at 1010 South Street in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, located directly behind Guido's Fresh Marketplace. Open for retail every Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop in to see the Robbins family and grab yourself a loaf of delicious Pittsfield Rye specialty bread.
All right, welcome back. My next guest is born in Hinsdale, a graduate of Wacona High School, a graduate of UMass. He then moved to New York City, where he studied at the Art Students League of America. He also worked at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, protecting art and sketching all day. Moved back to our beautiful Berkshires in 1999, where he worked briefly at the Berkshire Museum, and then later through many museums in the Northeast as an exhibition preparator. He managed the ponds at Fox Hollow for 20 years, and while working as an artist and exhibiting his art throughout the Northeast. Please welcome our next guest, Edward Helke.
Hi, Edward. Great to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
So, Right after we scheduled this, you've made some local headlines here.
Yeah, unfortunately, a couple of my paintings were taken from a show that I have up at the Tartell Gallery at Methuselah. Sunday, January 8th, someone entered the building and made off with two of my pieces.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, like most artists, your work is very personal to you.
Yeah. It's, that you could try to repaint something, but it's like you catch lightning in the bottle sometimes, and that's it,
Now, were these pieces that were for sale, or were they just on exhibit?
Yeah, they were for sale. Yep. I've had a show up there since July. And
Okay.
I've sold a couple of paintings too. So I'm breaking even at this point.
That's horrible. I
Yeah.
hate to hear that happens. When things like that do happen, it's like I've heard stories of being in the music business, bands coming out and their van gets broken into and their gear's gone. So I know losing art or equipment or part of your trade, it's a very personal hit.
Yeah, actually, I saw Steve Vai had a guitar that
Yes.
was stolen from. Was it stolen?
Yes.
Like 20 years ago.
40.
40. Wow. So he just got it back, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
An owner. It was in Mexico, in Tijuana, and a family bought this home and found it hidden up in the attic under some boards, and it was the original guitar from the Eat 'Em and Smile video he did with David Lee Roth, and he had been looking for that thing because the designer had since passed away. Yeah, but it's rare when things are gone, and I hope you do. I hope somebody knows something or somebody can find something.
As you've seen, there's footage of the theft, and we've put it out on social media. Yesterday I did an interview with News 13, and that aired last night. And I did another interview with News 10, but I don't think that's made it to the air yet. So hopefully someone sees it and says something.
Yes, absolutely. Now this is how you make your living, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know I briefly went through your bio, but are you one of those that studied to become an artist, or did you have that natural thing in there to start with?
Well, I always drew when I was younger. I always drew comics. I had my own comic book hero, Enigma.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I was actually just speaking to my stepdaughter earlier today about like the path we take in life. And I studied filmmaking and video making, but I thought in college I was like going in between, do I get an MBA or do I make films? And I went the filmmaking route, but that led to painting, and that's when I moved to New York and I studied down there.
Now, when you study, is it like instructing? You're working under an instructor and you're learning new techniques or that kind of thing, or?
You do a ton of drawing from live models, from sculptures, and people come around and critique your work, which can be very humbling at first. You're working away on a drawing and the teacher comes over with a piece of tracing paper and just draws it like it should be and walks away, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay. But so you just got to keep going with drawing is the key to everything, really, in my line.
Now, what style? Is there a certain style that you do, or is, I know there's all these different terminologies in the art world.
I do representational art. It's not like photorealism, but it's based on things we see.
Okay.
I've done abstract art, and I appreciate it. It's just not what I do.
Okay. And is it oil painting or?
Yeah, I usually do oil, but I've worked in all mediums. But oil is like what I like the most, because you can work on a painting for forever with oil. With watercolor, it's there and it's done. You can't go back and correct it.
So it's like when you start a watercolor, you you do it, and then when an hour or two later you're finished, it's a finished product.
It's a very unforgiving medium. So oil painting, like Bob Ross said, a happy little accident. So
Yeah.
you can keep going back into an oil painting forever unless it's been varnished, really.
Bob Ross is, there's one that I think what he did, he might not be one of the best that there was, but what he brought to the art world and how many people he probably inspired. I've always been amazed watching his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's performance, you know what I mean? To do a painting in front of a camera, it's difficult. And his personality was awesome as well.
Yeah, when I looked into his bio, I was, okay, he was military, and he said he got sick of yelling at people all the time. And one day he said, I don't want to yell at anybody anymore. I'm going to take this path.
Yeah.
And,
I actually did a painting of Bob Ross.
oh, very cool.
Yeah, I did him as a kind of like lounging in a harem, smoking a cigarette. We think. We're not sure.
Very cool. So when you paint a piece of art, is it a personal project when you start, or sometimes can you say, I'm going to paint something that I'm going to sell?
Well, some you paint and then you realize I'm never going to sell that. There's a couple of pieces I've done that, my wife's like, even if they offer you this amount, I'm like, no, it's too personal. I wouldn't want to let it go.
Is your house covered with your art?
Yeah, and my wife, she's an artist as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's kind of how we met.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, it's funny because we ran in like the same social circle, and never crossed paths for many, many years.
Are your styles similar, or are
No,
you guys
totally different.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she paints also, or
She paints, she does collage.
okay.
So her work's like small, like detailed stuff that I would just drive me crazy.
Now, how can people find out more about you? Do you do galleries? Do you advertise your own stuff through a website or social media or anything?
Yeah, all of the above. Like I said, I have a show at the Tartell Gallery right now, which we haven't really set an end date for the show. Yuki's been really cool about that. And I do have a website. It's just edwardpelkey.com, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
How do you sell most of your art? Is it online, or is it at doing shows like you're doing here locally?
Mostly like through the gallery. Like the last one I sold, it just happened. This guy was in town. He was from Boston, and I had done a painting of George Foreman and Joe Frazier. It was a kind of a I don't want to say copy, but like it was like a design like a fight poster, but psychedelic. And this guy was in town from Boston, and he happened to walk through the gallery, and he actually attended the fight, and he didn't call me. He got me through my website and bought it. So it varies.
That's very cool,
Yeah.
though. That's a cool. So it was a personal attachment for
Yeah,
him, also.
yeah.
Have you ever done any work for any local businesses or anything like that, or is it more?
Yeah, I actually did a mural at Thistle and Mirth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
like
yours.
when you walk in, there's like a Marvel comic book character kind of busting through the wall. That's mine.
Nice. Maybe we'll be doing something for Amy soon.
That's right.
There we go. Absolutely.
Some people working out, getting in shape.
Yeah, sure.
A transformation mural. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you guys doing this. We're going to cut over to one of our local sponsors real quick.
Hi, my name is Howard Siegel. I'm the owner of H&S Security and Protective Services, a division of H&S Investigations Group. We're a locally owned, bonded, and insured security company in Berkshire County. We can provide armed and unarmed security officers for your protection or your business. Having a special event, we supply security officers to keep your event safe. We also provide secure transportation to and from any location required. We are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We also provide surveillance services. Keep your loved ones, customers, and property safe. Call us today at 413-822-0200. 9036.
Our musical performer tonight has been a professional musician and singer-songwriter for over 30 years. He got his first guitar for his 9th birthday and performed publicly for the first time at age 10. He's worked locally throughout Berkshire County and all through the Northeast in bands doing covers and originals. He then moved to New York City in 1997, where he wrote the bulk of his current song catalog. In 2016, he returned home to Pittsfield, where he reunited with some old friends and formed the Riverside Brothers, which is a very popular local band, and they perform all over the place. I'm sure many of you have heard of them. Please welcome tonight's musical guest, Stan Perzanowski, aka Uncle Stosh.
Gotta land on my feet again. Sometimes it seems like I'm my only friend. On a good day, on a great day, the magic, it comes and goes. Such is life, I suppose. Ain't that what they say? Ain't nothing left to say. The meaning rings clear as a bell. Ain't no telling just what's gonna sell. Just a story that I need to tell before I fade away. Don't ever fade away. And I need you now more than ever. And I know now nothing's forever, 'cause things fade away. Don't ever fade away. On me. Just another bump in the road. I'm still rolling as far as I know. I ain't breaking down. You'll never break me down. I try not to hide away, but it's been such a long, long day. I ain't wearing down. You'll never wear me down. I'm feeling so far, far away. I gotta smile at each and every day. I can't let my pride get in the way of my only hope. You're my only hope. And I need you now more than ever. And I know now nothing's forever, 'cause things fade away. Don't ever fade away. On me.
I want to give a huge thank you to my guests, Edward Pelkey, Amy Marshall, and Stan Perzanowski, aka Uncle Stosh. If you're interested in catching Stan, he'll be performing with the Riverside Brothers at Portavia Sunday, February 5th from 1 to 4. Methuselah's on Valentine's Day, February 14th and March 18th. Also at the Apple Tree Inn on Friday, March 10th at 8 p.m. and through the month of April, residency at Portavia and Dalton. So if you're looking for some great entertainment and some great music, check out the Riverside Brothers. I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's show, and we'll catch you all next week.